All right, hi everyone. This is my pick a card reading. What spiritual lesson will you be learning in 2020? I have 3 piles here, and so I would like you to pick just one, and I'll show you these crystals. So this number 1 is a smoky quartz heart. Front and the back of it. This is my favorite side. It has this little flaw right there, which I always love that about my stones. I like to look for their very special, unique part. And so, go smoky quartz heart. That's choice number 1. Amazonite is choice number 2. Beautiful crystal, and I will tell you guys a little bit more about these crystals in the readings. And then this one is blue kyanite, so that's number 3. Okay. Alright, so choose 1, 2, or 3, and there should be timestamps below, and I will see you at your reading. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and start with pile number 1, so let me go ahead and move these out of the way. And so if you picked this smoky quartz heart, I'll read to you a little bit about smoky quartz. It could, go along with your reading. We just don't know yet. We haven't seen the cards, but so smoky quartz is said to gently neutralize negative vibrations, and it's detoxifying on all levels, prompting elimination of the digestive system and protecting against radiation and electromagnetic smog. Smoky quartz disperses fear, lifts depression and negativity. It brings emotional calmness, relieving stress and anxiety. Okay, so stress and anxiety, digestive issues, heaviness, really, toxic energy, toxicity, negative energy too. This little heart I carry with me often, especially when I travel or when I go places where I feel like there might be some energy that really conflicts with mine. So, right, there's that. Okay, let's take a look at your reading, your spiritual lesson for this year, 2020. All right, so let's see, we've got your past energies. Make sure that you can see these. I'm going to put it right there for you. Okay. That's future. And present. Okay. And I should go ahead and confess that I recorded this once, and then my camera cut out, and so I had to re-record. So some of these cards were not in the order that I know that they were in before, so I'm just making sure that I get you that same message. And it's kind of good because I did forget to give you the smoky quartz message before in the first video, so I'm glad that I could go back and redo it. Okay, so your past energy, I see this would be things that you're coming out of, right? You've got the 10 of Wands, clarified by the Knight of Crystals. Present energy, Judgment, clarified by the Queen of Swords. And the future, and this was also my intention for, what is the lesson? What is going to be being learned, right? So this is what's coming in, the energies kind of coming towards you, or the lessons, right? The things that you need to clear for this year. And it's the Page of Cups clarified by the 4 of Shells. And then your advice card is the 10 of Swords. and your Kuan Yin oracle and meditation is Fierce Mother, or Mother Fierce, rather. Okay, so starting with energies that you're coming out of, the Ten of Wands and the Knight of Crystals or Pentacles, right? In the regular tarot, this would be Pentacles. And the Knight of Pentacles is kind of slow, kind of stagnant energy. It can also be just an offer of a new job or a new way to make money, right? And then this card can be about achievements, about, I think the wording in this deck is you're carrying your last bundle of firewood up the hill, right? You're completing your chores. But it's also very much an energy of being overburdened and overextended. Okay, so I see that maybe there is a job or a financial opportunity that is just overwhelming you, or something in your life that is overwhelming you, or several things in your life where your hands are full, right? You can't take on any more. You can barely handle what you've got. Okay. And so you coming out of this energy, right? This being the past energy, it's still kind of with you, but then I see right here this Judgment card and this Queen of Feathers in your present, which shows me that, you know, the Judgment card is a card of resurrecting or laying to final rest, right? So, you know, maybe with this new year, or maybe in the, you know, recently you've just kind of been assessing your life, looking at your life, looking at how things are, and making decisions about what to cut out, because you've been so overwhelmed in the past, right? And this Queen of Swords energy, the Queen of Swords, she cuts out what doesn't serve her. She tells it like it is. Sometimes she can also be seen as an older woman, or a woman who's just been through it, right? She's just been through it. So there's absolutely no age when you become the Queen of Swords. It's also air energy, you know, so if you're a Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, this is air energy, right? So, but with these two cards, this Judgment, looking at what will be resurrected and what will be laid to final rest, and cutting things out, right? Saying no and making that decision. Okay, and there might be some pushback against that. There might really be some people who are very unhappy with what you have decided to change in your life, with what you've decided you can't take anymore, and that you're not taking with you into this year. And this lesson for you, right? This year's lesson will really be how to deal with, you know, people who maybe aren't going to be happy with you, who aren't going to accept what you have to give, who are going to say it's not enough, and to be dissatisfied with it, and yet, you know, remain true to yourself, right? Really put these burdens down, really take care of yourself, even if that doesn't make someone happy. You know, the Page of Cups is an offer, but it's an offer that's seen as too little sometimes. He has this cup, he's holding up his cup, but it's got a fish in it, which is not ideal. And then the Four of Shells down here, in tarot, this would be the Four of Cups, and often that is a card about boredom and dissatisfaction, about looking at the negative. Okay, and so maybe when you make these changes, when you make these cuts, when you stand your ground, you're going to risk making some people very unhappy. And your lesson, you know, your advice and the lesson here is that you can't please everyone. Okay? And to end what you need to end, let go of what you need to let go of, so that you can be strong. Okay? Here, Kuan Yin deck. I love this. Like this, I noticed immediately. So here, her arms are full. Here, her arms are open. She's compassionate. She's grounded. She stands her ground, right? She's centered in the heart. But her hands are free to take and give, right? To give and receive equally. Okay? Staying true to herself, staying true to her heart. Okay? So, this lesson is really going to be, what you're learning this year is that even if what you're doing isn't making the other people around you happy, it might be what you need to do. And maybe there's something that you need to end that's overwhelming you, that has been overwhelming you for a long time, and you need to walk away from it. You need to make that judgment call. It's not staying with you. This could really be a child. Maybe you're somebody who needs to leave a relationship, who's maybe thinking about getting a divorce. And you're really, really worried about, about a child in your life, or the child that you have with your significant other. And you're wondering, can I walk away? But your advice is to do it. Your advice is to let go of what you need to let go of, what you know you need to let go of. 10 and 10. Finish it. Okay. Put your burdens down. And stay true to yourself. Okay, so this Mother Fierce, I feel like you, and when I did this, recorded this last time, I got this feeling like you might be a mom. You might be the mother in a household, and you are doing everything. You're working a full-time job, and you're taking care of the kids, and you're cleaning, and you're cooking, and you need to tell the other people in your life, hey, you guys have free hands. Step up. Okay? But it's really, I think, a time that you need. I think what you're learning this year is how to let go of your burdens, right? Cut out the things that aren't serving you. Stand your ground. Be the mature woman, the queen. End what you need to end. No matter what, this year is the end of a cycle for you. This card is a card of finality. This card has always meant it's done. It cannot be resurrected. Okay, just in case you need that message. All right, Mother Fierce. It's a beautiful card. And I'm going to read you what it means, and then we're going to do the meditation together and the prayer that goes along with it. Okay, so Mother Fierce. The Kuan Yin deck. Let's get that out here. Might be on the bottom. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Card number 18. Mother Fierce is your guardian. Nothing can penetrate the passionate fire of her fearless love. Your safety is assured, beloved, in the midst of any apparent challenge or threat, no matter how frightening it may seem, and no matter how insecure you might feel about taking a step on your spiritual path into more power. Know that you are safe, you are protected, and you are loved. Okay, so maybe that's what you're thinking about right now. Step into more power, into your own power. Letting go of these burdens. Okay. Beloved, you have been growing spiritually, and sometimes this evokes responses from others. The responses may be loving and affirming, encouraging and validating. Many will choose to be inspired by your growth. Sometimes, however, lower vibrational responses will arise, which might be fearful, insecure, jealous, or angry. These responses arise so that they can be healed. The healing for you is in how you choose to allow yourself to shine and not be diminished by the healing process of another. For the other, their healing is their journey, and you have offered them a great service. Know that you do not need to be afraid, nor do you need to hold yourself back out of fear. There is nothing that escapes the notice of beloved Mother Kuan Yin. As a divine mother of fierce compassion and protection, she sees all, she knows all, she blesses all. She can lift you beyond fear and threat, beloved, into a place of unity with divine love that secures you against any would-be threat and delivers you into peace. Okay, so it's okay. You're going to be okay when this ends. When this ending happens that you know you need to bring about, everything's going to be okay. For you to benefit the most from her protection, you need to trust in her light and realize that she is shining through your own inner light, that she and you are one in truth. From this perspective, you can realize that you always have the right to say no to any energy of fear or doubt that seeks to cause you harm. Harm comes from a lower vibration. It does not need to be feared, but it does need to be responded to with assertiveness and compassion. Kuan Yin now helps you to retain your inner peace in the face of any lower vibrational energy, so that you can be kind and accepting of the divine essence in all of existence, no matter how heavily veiled the divinity appears to be, and yet also remain assertive that only unconditionally loving vibrations are welcome in your energy field. So as you make this change, there are going to be people who are angry, who are upset, who are afraid by what's happening, okay? And you yourself will feel that fear as well, right? People will feel jealous. There's something psychologists talk about called change back, right? When you make a big change in your life and you decide that there are things happening that you're not going to take anymore, so it's called change back behavior, right? People come at you with this change back behavior. It might be the silent treatment, it might be fits, it could be anything, right? But just trying to get you to be the way you were because they were very safe that way. They felt very safe with you as you were. Okay. So be prepared for that. That's what this is telling you. Okay. This Mother Fierce. You can be loving, you can be assertive at the same time, okay? Because love really does not mean that you let everybody else dictate your behavior and what you do and what you can't do. That's not what love means. All right, so Mother Fierce. A healing with Mother Fierce. So here we'll do the meditation. And there are some words that you'll be asked to speak. If you don't feel like you want to say them after me, just go ahead and think them or listen to them, and that's enough. Okay. So go ahead and sit up nice and straight. Take about 3 long, deep breaths to prepare us for our meditation. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. All right. Sitting comfortably, say aloud, I call upon the unconditional love and divine protection of Kuan Yin as the fierce mother now. Perceive or intend that there is a huge ring of fire within, which is a beautiful goddess seated in a meditative pose, with many arms fanning wide and with many all-seeing faces. She sees, protects, and blesses in all directions. Imagine that her heart chakra burns with peaceful fire in the center of her being, and you can step into her heart now. Imagine any fear or threat, any insecurity or attack being burned away in the brightness of her heart. Feel the peace within her heart and the peace within you. Say out loud, I surrender into the heart, light, and protection of the Divine Mother. fierce with love and compassion. No harm can penetrate her peace. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. A prayer for the fierce mother. Take me into your heart, beloved Kuan Yin, fierce with love, where the pure fire of peace burns eternally. May I be blessed with peace and protection now and always. May I feel the loving protection of your consciousness within my own heart. Om Shanti, beloved. Om Mani Padme Hum. So if you're not familiar with that chant, Om Mani Padme Hum, that is the chant of Kuan Yin. And it just kind of is a calling out to her. So let's see. It does tell us in this book exactly what the meaning is, Kuan Yin's mantra. So it's a powerful, heart-opening, conscious-raising, peace-finding prayer of divine power. Okay, it's one of the most utilized mantras on earth, and it has a lot of group energy supporting it and those that choose to use it. So, and that mantra is Om, O-M, Om Mani, M-A-N-I, Padme. So, like lotus, right? Meaning lotus, P-A-D-M-E, Hum, H-U-M. Okay, so sacred syllables. All right. Okay, I hope that this has been helpful. I hope you've enjoyed the reading. Please let me know in comments what's going on with you, if this resonated at all. And like and subscribe if that's something that you would like to do. Thank you. Namaste. Okay, hello group 2. Here I am with your reading. If you picked the Amazonite, right? Amazonite, maybe. Amazonite, maybe it's that. I'm going to go ahead and let you know a little bit about this stone. What I remember, just off the top of my head, is that this stone is associated strongly with Virgo, the sign of Virgo, right? Earth sign. So maybe you're a Virgo and that's why you chose this, but it doesn't have to be. I am a Sagittarius sun and ascendant with a Virgo moon. So I definitely do have some Virgo in my chart. I have just one earth sign in my whole chart, and Virgo is it. So anyway, and then it's associated with the throat chakra, and somewhere around here I have, yes, a little piece of paper that tells me the rest of it. Okay, so it says it eliminates aggravation, soothes nerves, and dispels negative energies, enhances communication concerning love, and balances metabolism. Okay, maybe you need to communicate. Maybe that is your something about communication, true communication, maybe using your voice and being your true self. And it says communication concerning love, right? So maybe there's somebody in your life that you love that you need to have a very frank conversation with. Okay. Let's go ahead and see what your cards say. So, Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, Five of Pentacles, the Shadow, the Star, the Seven of Shells, Advice, the Seven of Swords. I'm just going to put that over here for space. And we have 2 Kuan Yin oracles. I grabbed just one for the other decks, and I intended to get just one, but 2 came out, so I took them both. And I will tell you that because I've already recorded 1 and 2 before, and I lost all of my recordings, and I'm doing this again, I do know that both of these messages tie in, and And so they were supposed to be here together. Okay, so we'll get to those in a minute. So for your reading, what spiritual lesson are you learning in 2020, right? That's our big question. So my intention is that this is the past, the energy that you're coming out of, right? And this is your present. And then this future position is also what the lesson is, right? And then we have some advice to carry you through, and then a meditation, an oracle card, and a meditation to kind of prepare you for what you need to learn. So this past energy, the Knight of Pentacles clarified by the shadow. So the shadow is kind of like the devil energy in tarot, if you're familiar with that. And this is really about being stuck. It's about bad habits. It's about a bad past, right? It could be negative thoughts, negative feelings. It could be addictions. It could just be awful memories. It could be being tied to your past, being tied to a person in your past who maybe wasn't good for you, who you haven't really been able to move on from. So I'm seeing all of that, especially because I have this Knight of Wands here in your present, representing you, like a fiery, passionate you, looking at this Knight of Pentacles. And so this has absolutely nothing to do with gender. You guys probably already know that. I'm probably not the first tarot reader you've ever seen, but these are two people, and they're looking at each other. And so, thinking of this as moving forward in time, here is this Knight of Wands staring back, looking back. Maybe there's someone in your past that you haven't really been able to get over. Okay. That is one message that's coming through very clearly here. Another message is, and the reason I'm getting this is because I've got this Five of Pentacles and this Seven of Shells, right? Or the Seven of Cups, which is all about choices, many choices, feeling confused. It can also be about fantasy. It can be about delusion. Particularly when paired with the moon, but I've had it come up for just, when somebody is just dreaming all the time, just daydreaming, caught in their dreams, not seeing the reality of a situation. And then the Five of Pentacles is really about, most often, the Five of Pentacles is really about material poverty, lack of resources, particularly financial troubles. And so another message that really came through clearly for this pile. Well, let me finish up this about stuck on someone from the past. Okay, so if that's you, if you resonate with that, then this lesson that you're learning can very much be about feeling alone, feeling abandoned, feeling lost. Feeling like you have no one, like you have nothing, right? And not seeing your options, right? What you might be learning in 2020 is that even when it feels like you have nothing left, like the best things are gone, you have choices, you have power. Okay, so maybe there's this person in the past that you can't get over. And maybe, this was very, very painful for you, and you feel abandoned and alone. You feel confused and hurt. Maybe you're dreaming about being back with this person. And if that is you, then your advice with the Seven of Swords. So the Seven of Swords, some people read this as an energy of being sneaky. Some read this as a theft card. It can be those things. It can also just be going out. This card, for me, has always really been about setting out on your own, going your own way. Okay, so if you're wondering if this is coming back for you, if this relationship will be again, because you have the healing card here, right? You're still healing from this. Did I mention that? Right? Here you are trying to heal, feeling very, very passionate towards this person. Then your advice is to not go back. Your advice is to set out on your own, to go your own way, to take the lessons, right? Leave what wasn't meant for you, what you can't carry, and go your own way. Take this healing. Okay. Start dreaming again. So that's one message. And I do see that there was some negativity in this relationship. So no matter what this is about, in this past, there was definitely some negativity. Some things that that brought you down, that kept you trapped. Okay. Which is maybe perhaps why it didn't work out in the first place. All right. So that's one. The other message, okay, there we go. Everything's backwards on the camera. The other message is with this Knight of Pentacles and this shadow energy, I really see, because I do feel like for this pile, you guys are young. You guys are younger, you know, maybe under 35, maybe under 30. You guys are definitely a younger, that, you know, you're still kind of making your way in the world. These knights, these guys are like in their 20s, 30s, or at least their energy is there. Or girls, so whatever it is, you know, there's no gender with the tarot, it's just energy. So the other one is that, you know, maybe there is a job or vocation or a life path that you have been trying to take that has been stagnant for you, that has been a trap for you, that's been uncomfortable for you, and you are ready to move towards your passion. Okay, maybe this is somebody telling you, if you do what you're passionate about, then you're going to be in poverty. Okay, somebody in your life keeping you kind of stuck or trying to keep you stuck in a job that you see as boring, right? Or trying to make you conventional in some way, right? And you are regaining your passion, you're healing from this, you're dreaming of a life of freedom. Okay, you're breaking free from that in some way. And you're looking at your choices, and this is telling you that you don't have to worry about whether or not following your life path is going to leave you in poverty, leave you with lack, leave you out in the cold. So maybe you need to have an honest communication with someone in your life about who you truly are, and you're worried about them abandoning you. Okay, but no matter what, this is your advice, and there's a lot coming through for this pile. There's a lot of different scenarios in these cards, but I do see, no matter what, there's this healing and this hope and this renewal for all of you. And also this advice is just the same for everyone. It's go your own way. Do what you... Okay, sorry, my camera cut out there. So anyway, for all of you group 2, you have this message of setting off on your own, going your own way, taking what you need to take, right? And leaving what you need to leave behind, and going in your own direction. Okay, so whatever this past energy is, whatever this devil energy is, you have the Star card. And in the tarot, the devil, the shadow, right, is number 15. And the number 16 is the Tower. Number 16 is things have gotten so bad. And the Fool, right, in the tarot is so entrenched in this devil energy that the only way to get him out is for there to be a disaster, right? Something to shake him or her to their very core, right? And then after the Tower is the Star. After that huge breakdown, that huge meltdown, that epiphany, that that breakup, that crashing down, that storm is the Star, which is all about hope, all about healing, all about coming back to a realization of self, of spirit, and so your lesson is that you're not alone. There are choices. You have many, many options of what to do, but do what's right for you. Don't get stuck in this. And I feel like maybe in 2020 you might spend a little bit of time here in this feeling of getting left out in the cold, but when you are there, know that you can change it at any time. It's about changing your thoughts, okay? And taking action towards what is best for you, not caring what anyone else has to say, not caring about conventional energy, but moving forward in your passion, believing in yourself, and having hope. Okay, so I'm going to read, you have 2 oracle cards, and I'm going to go ahead and start with Call of the Dancing Crane, because it is an amazing, cool message. Okay, so number 4, card number 4. 4 is a number of stability. 2020 is a 4-year. Call of the Dancing Crane. Dancing crane moves through waters and muddy marsh with elegance and grace. The mating call and dance of the crane is full of beautiful movement and flow. There are times when the astral waters of our emotional life become stagnant and will benefit from the healing movement, grace, and beauty of the dancing crane. So here I really did see that stagnant energy with the slow moving Knight of Pentacles and the shadow, the devil, right? Tethered to the past, not going forward, right? That's what you're moving into now. And you need to understand that when you do that, things will get hard at first, but you do have options, you do have choices, and the sooner you make one and set your sights on what you really want, the sooner you can get past this energy, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and read this healing with the call of the dancing crane. Sit quietly and be aware of your heart space. So this is the portion where we're actually going to do a meditation with this card. And so if you need to get yourself situated, straighten up your spine, take a few deep breaths so that you can get into this meditation, and then go ahead and close your eyes. And there are a few parts where I'll ask you to repeat something, to say something, and I'll say it for you, and then you can repeat after me. If you don't want to do that, then just listening is fine, of course. Okay. Healing with the call of the dancing crane. Sit quietly and be aware of your heart space. Imagine you can look up through the crown of your head and see, sense, or feel a radiant ball of pure white light with vibrant neon violet flecks in the center and a radiant neon violet rim around the edges. Say, I call upon the electric violet light to cleanse my astral field of all negative energy now. So that was, I call upon the electric violet light to cleanse my astral field of all negative energy now. Through the grace of Kuan Yin, so be it. Perceive that electric violet light pouring like an endless river through the crown of your head, down through your body and out of your feet, flooding out through the center of your being until you are in a huge column of electric violet light that grows larger than the room you are sitting in. Rest in this for as long as feels good and finish by saying, I now call the grace of Kuan Yin to help me manifest higher vibrational thoughts, beliefs, and emotions that support my soul light in a joyful and fulfilling life experience here on earth now. Okay, so that was I now call the grace of Kuan Yin to help me manifest higher vibrational thoughts, beliefs, and emotions that support my soul light in a joyful and fulfilling life experience here on earth now. Om Mani Padme Hum. Then imagine that within your heart you can see two cranes dancing elegantly, calling out to each other, playfully feeling joy and delight. Imagine that these cranes represent your own soul and the soul of Kuan Yin. Allow there to be freedom and dance between your souls. When you are ready, breathe in and out and then open your eyes. You might like to complete this process with a bath or a foot bath, including a handful of salt in the water to finish your cleansing process. So this was really an energy cleansing exercise and card. And that violet light is going to cleanse your crown chakra and all of your chakras. And the prayer for this one is, Beloved Kuan Yin, Goddess calling through the dancing crane, may your sound, grace, and light shine brighter than my doubt or fear. May your light help my own soul draw near. May I surrender that which no longer serves me with unconditional love and replace it with inspiration of your divine love. Om Shanti. Okay, so may I surrender that which no longer serves me with unconditional love and replace it with inspiration of your divine love. Okay, so you're coming out of this shadow energy. You really are leaving it behind. Keep faith, keep healing, and it really is time for you to decide where you want to go next, right? Set out on your own, okay? So let's read Radiant Moon of Compassion, card number 23. Kuan Yin sits upon a radiant moon of compassion, pouring forth the spiritual strength needed for you to liberate yourself from lower vibrational energies of fear and judgment into the vibration of freedom, love, and peace, where you naturally belong. So out of this energy, into this energy. Okay. Don't let confusion and fear of lack stop you. Healing in the radiant moon of compassion. So go ahead and close your eyes again, and you can visualize this as I read it. Sit quietly with your eyes closed and become aware of your heart. Intend that the light of the heart grow brighter until it shines its light on the problem, situation, or circumstance that is of a lower vibrational nature in your life. You will know this situation by the response it evokes in you, one of fear, doubt, judgment, anger, or guilt and shame. Imagine that within this heart light, a vibrant, radiant moon burns with compassion. As the heart light shines, it illuminates the situation at hand, bringing forth the truth of the situation out from underneath any fear, judgment, or illusion. Quietly speak the following from your heart. Beloved Mother of Compassion, Kuan Yin, help me now as I shine my heart light, filled with the light of your radiant moon of compassion on all aspects of this situation. May this situation be blessed with your divine compassion. May all involved see more clearly and rise above their ego pain into tolerance, understanding, and peace. May the soft light of your compassionate grace bring healing now. So be it. Om Mani Padme Hum. Prayer of the Radiant Moon of Compassion. Beloved Kuan Yin, your compassion empowers you with the endless energy, patience, and love. Infuse me with your light and help me find my compassion so that I may rise above the energies of fear or judgment into greater compassion that liberates me to live my own life in peace. Shine upon me, beloved radiant moon of compassion. Om Kuan Yin, Om Mani Padme Hum. So live your own life of peace, right? To live your life in peace, the life that you want, okay? You don't have to stay stuck. You can go your own way. You will be okay. Right? Okay. I hope that this has been helpful. I hope that it's resonated. Please let me know if it does in the comments, and if you feel compelled to like and subscribe, please do so. Okay, thanks. Bye. All right. Hello, viewers who chose the blue kyanite. This is reading number 3. And what spiritual lesson will you be learning this year, 2020? So we have the Ace of Pentacles. We have the Page of Swords. And we have the Four of Swords. And then clarifiers, we have the Six of Wands, or Six of Acorns, Stag Spirit, the Page of Acorns, and Page of Wands. So 2 pages here. And then the Nine of Acorns, or the Nine of Wands. For advice, you have Temperance. So you might be a Sagittarius, or this could just be your message about alchemy, blending, and balancing. And then I did not do this for the other groups, but I did feel compelled to pull an empathic oracle card for just one group. And as I was shuffling and going through, this ended up being the group. And so you have the pedestal here for the empathic oracle. Maybe you relate to being an empath, maybe you don't. And then your Kuan Yin oracle is Sound the Fierce Flute. Okay, maybe I can get that out of the glare. Okay, so we'll talk about those in just a minute. All right, and let me actually just move these around so that you can see them the way that I see them. All right, so, oh, that's not right. Here we go. All right, so getting these all mixed up. All right, so my intention for this was that this would be your past energies, or energies that you're coming out of. This would be your present, and this is the future and or the lesson that you're going to be learning in 2020. And then the oracle cards will provide guidance, advice, and a meditation with this Sound the Fierce Flute. Okay, so let me go ahead and get these messages for you. Okay, group 3. So what I'm seeing is that in the very recent past, you took an offer or an opportunity that brought you a lot of success, or promised a lot of success, and that you've been receiving recognition for that, that you've been very proud of yourself for whatever this new opportunity is. It's brought you a lot of good energy, and a lot of maybe even financial success, but really just kind of feeling like you were meant for this, whatever this opportunity was. And I strongly feel that it had something to do with communication, with speaking, writing, you know, something to do with maybe making phone calls. I don't know, but something to do with communication. And it's something that you feel really passionate about, something whatever this is, you love doing it. Maybe that came as a surprise to you. You know, maybe this is kind of an idea you had that you told to others, and everybody really liked it, and now you're moving forward with it. Okay, so that is really great energy to be coming into the year with. And I think it's really exciting. So what I'm seeing in your future for the lessons that you need to learn is the Four of Swords and the Nine of Acorns. So this would be the Nine of Wands in the regular tarot. Hold that up so you can see this panther spirit here. It says power and perseverance on the bottom, in case you're reading that. And then the Four of Swords. Right, so with this, what I'm seeing as it's going to be your lesson in 2020, right? Your challenge, what's going to teach you spiritually, is that you're going to be learning to stand your ground, right? To defend your successes and to keep your own counsel. So here in the Four of Swords, we see here she is holding the Ace of Swords. She's got her hand centered at her heart center, right? She's listening to her heart, right? So this Page of Swords, interestingly enough, it can also mean, it can sometimes mean gossip. It can also mean advice, not very good advice, right? This is only a page. She's carrying this Ace of Swords, right? So this is you picking up the Ace of Swords, absolutely. This is you communicating. This is you taking an idea and going with it. It's page energy, so it's very new, right? This passion also very, very new. And then here in the future, here is the Ace of Swords again, and she's holding it. And these three swords in the background, now I know that the Three of Swords might seem kind of scary, and this is not quite that. This is really the advice, the thoughts, the opinions of others, right? That are there, they're around her, but this is the one she's holding, right? This is her ace. This is this ace. And it's actually in of course the four is a little bit lower than the page, but this is a more mature energy still. Okay, this person is going inside for counsel. She's taking her own advice. And with the Nine of Wands, so if you can picture the Nine of Wands in the tarot, this is after the victory, right? After the victory has been challenged, after the jealousies of others, you know, the wands flying through the air and things moving very quickly, right? Everything happening fast. And then this is that same person from the Six of Wands, Seven of Wands, having won their battle and now standing with not just this victory, right, that maybe came kind of suddenly, came a little bit more easily, but with this victory that's hard won, right? So this is, again, you maturing into whatever this is, so that you're able to hold your ground, so that you're able to defend it, so that it becomes something solid and stable. The Nine of Wands is a very stable card. This Panther is very stable, right? I don't think that anybody would go try to take anything from this guy, or her, or this girl. She is fierce. She's totally grounded, right? She's sitting, she's not standing, she's not defensive, but this Panther has its territory, it has its space, and it's keeping it, right? Everything that this Panther has is hard won, and it belongs to this creature, and nothing and no one is going to come take it or tell this creature that it can't have, you know, everything that it has earned. Okay, so you are going to be learning and maturing into this. I feel like with these pages, you know, no matter how old you are, this is a very new thing for you, something that you are just starting out at. And there's going to probably be people who are naysayers, who are gossipers, who send negative energy your way. right? There's going to be people who want to just tell you how to do it because they think they know best because they've done it before. And your challenge is really to keep your own counsel, to go within, to do what feels right for you. Okay. And well, we'll get into these other cards too, because there's some advice here. And so before we go into that, I want to tell you that another thing about this card though, because it does seem a little bit extreme. I keep saying, keep your own counsel, but she does have these other swords around her. They're within reach, right? They can be examined at any time. Okay. And you do have a couple cards here that are about discernment, about discerning what's right and true, about discerning what's good for you. Okay. And so that discernment, I think, is just as much a part of the lesson as you staying true to yourself. Being able to know when advice is worth taking and when it should just be left. Okay. And so speaking of advice, your advice for all of this, for learning this lesson as these challenges come in, as you go through this maturing process, is the Temperance card. I often, when I see the Temperance card, I think of Sagittarius, right? I think of those energies of curiosity, of philosophy, of being both outgoing and introverted, right? Sagittariuses tend to mix and blend a lot of opposites. That's what this card is about, is the mixing and blending of opposites. That's its most concise meaning, the mixing and blending of opposites. So as a card of your advice, thinking about what temperance could mean for you, given this situation, given this challenge, right? Because your advice card is really telling you what to do to get through this challenge. And again, I really see this Temperance card being about you finding a balance within yourself, right? That is definitely here. Why has she gone within to find the balance within herself? Absolutely. So finding balance within yourself, finding balance with others, finding balance with this energy here, right? Whatever this was, it's brought you a lot of success. It's come very quickly. And this is asking you to, while you don't deny yourself the success, to remain humble in the face of this success. Okay. And that's really, the mixing and blending of opposites, right? We don't go too far into any energy, because if we do, things become unbalanced and it teeters over. Temperance is not just a card of balance. I mean, you have the Justice card. That's really about balance and karmic justice. Temperance is about knowing how much to take of which thing and how to use it to your advantage. Okay, so that's your advice for this 2020, for this challenge that's happening. Okay. I did not do this for every pile, but when I set my intention to do this reading, it kind of just came to me that I would pull an empathic oracle for one or two of the readings, and it happened to be this reading. And the empathic oracle card I pulled was card number 48, and it's called Pedestal, and it is just resounding these messages so amazingly. So I'm going to go ahead and read card number 48, and then we'll talk about it, okay, out of my empathic oracle guidebook. This is an awesome deck, by the way. I just kind of found this. I was looking for a regular tarot deck, and I love it. So if you resonate with being an empath, I do recommend this deck because it really teaches you about yourself and the things that you might be feeling and the tools at your disposal and how to use them. It's absolutely beautiful and wonderful. It's been amazing for me in my life. Okay, so 48, Pedestal. Each moment Every person, each equal in power, is a puzzle piece that has a placement in the tapestry of life. When we place a person or belief system on a pedestal, there becomes a need for them or it to live up to the expectations. Because of the empath's intuitive nature, it can quickly become evident that the person on the pedestal is not up to the role. Okay, so this is you on the pedestal, right? So you might be having to live up to some expectations. You might have some expectations of yourself that are a little bit unrealistic here too with this oracle. How often have you been in the presence of someone you have looked up to and as soon discovered their knowledge is lacking, or practiced a belief that became disappointing because you sensed something was missing in its interpretation? So that's kind of about following a spiritual path and finding that it's a little bit empty upon closer look. We must always strive to experience each moment, belief, and every person as an equal. The teacher quickly becomes the student when they are open to learning the higher aspects of their craft. The student can become empowered in the realization that without their quest for knowledge, there is no need for the presence of the teacher, each in an equal role, fulfilling a need, a balance of energy whose only goal is the moment. And then it says, to ask yourself, have I given my power to a belief that no longer serves my need to grow energetically? Have my relationships become one-sided, unequal in their power dynamic? Have I placed a person on a pedestal in order not to step fully into my own power? Okay, so those are questions to ask yourself with this. I trust that you know the answer. What's really coming through here, though, is, well, one thing that I really got just reading that when I was kind of thinking about it is, is there something, is this opportunity, are you expecting this to be it for you? Is this going to be your end all be all? If you have brought that expectation, think what you're being advised here is to tone it down a little bit. Set your sights a little bit more realistically. That doesn't mean let go. Okay, let this mature. It's going to be more of a fight than it has been in the past, right? As you grow this passion, as you bring this to fruition, but you are going to stick to it, okay? And you should stick to it. Have reasonable expectations of yourself, of the people around you, and insist that the people around you have reasonable expectations of you too. Okay. Finally, I'm going to read Sound the Fierce Flute. This is the Kuan Yin Oracle. This is my favorite deck I've ever encountered. Every one of these messages is absolutely beautiful. Every one of these cards are gorgeous. I do have a reading that I did just with the Kuan Yin Oracle deck. If you are interested in that, I do recommend going and finding that and listening to that. It was a beautiful reading, and I'm really proud of it. Okay, so Sound the Fierce Flute is a number 29 card, and it is going to be our meditation for this reading as well. And as of now, and this is a very new channel, I do intend to end all of our readings with a meditation from this deck. I'll probably end up with others eventually, or there'll be other formats that come to me because that's how things move and change. But I've been loving doing these readings, and one of the reasons I decided to start this channel was to share these cards with everybody, because this Kuan Yin deck has been so powerful for me. So powerful. Maybe one of the most powerful things I've ever done as far as my spiritual growth and getting the messages that I need. Okay, so Sound the Fierce Flute. Discernment empowers you to make choices that are aligned with your spiritual intentions. Like a fierce-sounding flute cutting through all vibrations with purity and intent, your discernment allows you to stay true to your values and spiritual destiny without getting caught up in distraction. If you wish to grow spiritually through love, joy, peace, and abundance, then discerning between higher and lower vibrational choices is helpful. It is wise to be accepting of all of life and not to judge people or situations as good or bad. Some are more pleasant than others, and yet sometimes a challenge can turn out to bring us great growth and opportunity, which in turn becomes a blessing. However, this does not mean that we are wise to abandon the power of choice. We can use our discernment to be guided on our path to the most joyful, uplifting, and helpful experiences for our soul growth. Discernment is not judgment. It does not render some things better or worse than others. It is the power of selection based on desire or intention. So I really hear a message about temperance here, right? Not judging, right? Judgment is good or bad, right or wrong, okay? Discernment is really being able to take something apart, to look at the different pieces of it, and to take however much is necessary at the time of each thing. Okay. A wise use of discernment helps us be truthful, clear, and accurate in our perception. Like the fierce flute cutting through all vibrations, discernment shatters illusion and gets to the truth of a matter, right to the essence. With truth, there are no nasty surprises later on, or if there are, we can deal with them swiftly and use them for growth with minimal suffering. We can ascertain what is real and what is false. This inner knowing informs our choices so that we seek out those people, places, opportunity, and experiences that feel aligned with love. Then our path becomes one of greater joy and well-being. That's a beautiful message. Your discerning powers are growing, and you are capable of greatest discernment when you listen to your heart and are able to let go of fear and shame, which can cloud your perception. This oracle has come to you because you are in need of seeing a situation in your life from your heart rather than from appearances. Don't be afraid to trust your own vision, beloved. It will help you live your truths and take good care of your own soul. Okay, so this meditation is actually a journaling meditation. So if you have a journal, if you want to pause the video, get a journal and a pen and do this, please do. I think that it can only ever be good for us to do things like that. If not, then maybe you just want to imagine these things, say them to yourself. Okay, maybe you're not in a place that you can do that. I do encourage you to try it though. So just pause the video and go get what you need. And I'm going to go ahead and read Sounding the Fierce Flute. Sit with your journal or notebook and for a moment contemplate your deepest desires this lifetime and write down several of these. Some examples might be to experience abundance and prosperity on material and spiritual levels, to experience genuine love and friendship, to feel free to be your whole self, to creatively express yourself, to grow spiritually and taste the bliss of your divine nature. Say aloud, I now give myself permission to make choices that feel aligned with my deepest intentions. I forgive myself for any time I have not made choices that support my deepest intentions. I forgive others who might have held me back, even without meaning to do so. And I now choose to be discerning in my choices so that I create my life experience as I most desire and intend it to be. I call on Kuan Yin to sound her fierce flute so that I may shatter illusion and discern truth. So be it. A prayer for the fierce flute. Dear Kuan Yin, who sees from the highest perspective and knows the truth in all situations, please help me discern the best possible choices available to me. Bless me with the awareness I need to make choices that support my deepest desires this lifetime. May my spiritual intentions be blessed and manifest. Help me see beyond illusion, beloved, into the deeper truth of matters. Sound your fierce flute, so fierce with love and compassion and clarity now. Om Mani Padme Hum. And Om Mani Padme Hum is a special prayer. It's one of the most used prayers and mantras in the world, and it is Kuan Yin's mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum, and it means something like the lotus heart. May the lotus heart grow within me. It's a blessing too. And here, I'll show you this just in case you're interested in getting this oracle for yourself. Okay. Your final message is actually going to be from your stone, because I forgot to do that earlier in the reading. And so you chose kyanite, and I did want to tell you a little bit about the stone that you chose. Okay. Kyanite is good for all chakras. It's associated with the sign of Taurus. Maybe you're a Taurus. I have a feeling you're a fire sign, but maybe you are a Taurus, or an earth sign. Repels negative energy. So its special powers are that it repels negative energy, it brings tranquility, it aids in understanding dreams, it aligns all chakras without conscious effort, never needs cleansing, and provides unlimited energy. Okay, so this really is your stone for 2020. Blue kyanite is what it is. It's beautiful. I can stare at it forever. Okay, pile 3. Thanks for watching. Namaste. See you again soon, I hope. Bye now.